I did my first training with Guru Dan at Sifu Bud School. Um, Guru Dan, I don't want to.
You're
It
good.
doesn't really. It doesn't really happen these days anymore, and
Mm-hmm.
so I feel special and blessed.
Yeah.
Um, Guru Dan could be found at times in the mid aughts, the late aughts. He might grab, Daniel Lanero, or Guru Joel, or one of
Mm-hmm.
those people, or Sioshi, and they might jump in his car and they might drive to one of his instructor's schools, and he might put on a 3-hour seminar. So he would do those maybe twice a year at Sifu Buds. He would do those twice a year at OC Kickboxing, was is Daniel Sullivan's former school. It doesn't exist anymore. But I got my very first training with Guru Inosanto at Sifu Bud School in seminar, and I was also very lucky because I had successfully passed some phase testing. So I have pictures of Sifu Bud and Guru Dan handing me those certificates. And, for a 25, 26-year-old guy who grew up reading about it was like the greatest thing that had ever happened to me in my entire life. And
Yeah.
so this is like 2004, and I know I got there on a tangent. So while I'm doing that, I'm looking at everybody. I'm looking at everybody's website. Who are these other people? Who should I be supplementing with? What, and I got this incredible foundation at the Kali Academy with Sifu Bud and his various instructors. So, Jim Romero is a senior full instructor under Sifu Bud. Michael Berkery is a full instructor under Sifu Bud. Lionel Luna is an associate or a full instructor. And there were more people, but these were my initial, and then learning from them and learning from Sifu Bud. And it was very much a JKD school because you could work with any of those instructors and they were all good. They all had different strengths,
Mm-hmm.
and they had different things to offer you. And so that was really cool. And then we had just all these incredible seminars, Professor Salem with Savat, and that was my initial exposure to Savat. And Mahaguru Stephen Plink,
Hmm.
who I strong opinion. I'm gonna, now that Pendicard Paul Detours is no longer with us, I'm gonna say that Mahaguru Steve is the strongest traditional Silat player in the United States. And if I'm
Nice.
hoping I'm not offending anybody, but we got a lot of seminar hours with Mahaguru Steve. And then again, I'm jumping on the internet every chance I get, and I'm looking, and I'm who else can I go, and who's got a seminar, and where can I go, and where can I supplement. And what started this whole tangent, one of the most important pieces of content from Dog Brothers that I ever saw, it was Punong Guru Crafty, Mark Denny. He was just talking to the group after what I believe was the very first Die Less Often seminar.
Okay.
And it was just him talking. There was no movement. The seminar was over. They were debriefing, they were talking, they were getting ready to like bow it out and be done for the day. And you hear lots of different things,
Of
and
course.
I would say this to anybody who's going to listen to this in any facet of martial arts. Like, you hear various things, you hear various opinions. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody, you know, if you haven't experienced the thing for yourself, your knowledge is limited if you're just hearing the opinions of other people. So I was hearing a lot of strong opinions about Dog Brothers. Oh, they're crazy. They don't have any technique. They just, if you work with, they're going to kill you if you, like all kinds of nonsense. And that clip, I just remember thinking, well, this is the furthest thing from crazy or reckless. This is very strategic and very intellectual. And so I attended the second Die Less Often seminar. And then I think the third is what that was ever held, and came away really aware that I was learning all these cool martial arts, looking at them in a particular lens. And that was the lens of class, right? So I go to class and we grab our soft sticks, or we grab our sticks, or we grab our training daggers, or we put on our gloves, and all those things are great and seminal and essential, and you should seek out those experiences too. But what Dog Brothers really made me realize is, oh, there are times when this is about violence and stopping violence and real world, non in class violence. I don't want to say that, on the streets, because we can talk about that, but I mean, that's what we're talking about here.